my lovelies, welcome back. It's a beautiful day. I hope you're having a great time wherever you are. So, in today's video, women discuss why they think men are jealous of women. Take a look.
Men are intimidated by successful women. Oh man! This is another good video that I just happened to see. Saw a group of women that were degrading men, once again, by stating this. Well, men are intimidated by successful women. No, it's because those successful women tend to act like men. Men don't want to date themselves, okay? Imagine if I put on lipstick and high heels. You think a girl would want to date me? You look at me like, hey, what happened? Not only that, but statistically, higher earning women tend to be more argumentative. Dude, as men, we already had a hell of a day. Our boss ripped us to shreds, the project got done late, and now you want to fight? No! These successful and higher earning women also tend to not be as agreeable, more dominant, more competitive, and they tend to possess more masculine traits. A woman needs to be a man's piece. I'm not saying women can't do that. They have every right to. Or if that's their goal in life, to be that boss, CEO, or whatever. But when they turn around and wonder why they're still single in their mid-30s, stop blaming men for not being as interested. When we told you from the beginning what we do look for. But it's true, men look for purity, kind-hearted, submissive, sweet, paternally driven, affectionate, and traditional. We're not intimidated by a successful woman. If she's independent and she pays her own bills, great, then you're just another average American adult.
So, what do you think? Are men jealous of women? Have you had any experiences that has made you think or believe that men secretly are jealous of women? I'm going to share a few clips and I'll come back at the end of it and share my thoughts on the subject once again. So let's get into it.
It doesn't matter for a man who's financially stable, because I will say to you, men look at money as power. And men like to have a lot of power. A man who has a lot of money is powerful. So when he sees someone edging towards him who has more money or also has money, it's like a power conflict. And at that being a woman, that's already to them, it's like taking a hit, right? Think about it logically. If there's two men in the room, what's the number one thing that they're going to compare each other to? Who makes more money? Who has the better car? Who's dressed nicer? Who has a nicer watch on his wrist, right? Now imagine he has to compete with his woman. He has to compete with a woman. To them, they're already feeling like, and God forbid you make more money than them. Like, to them, that's already number one hit. So this is why men really don't care. They don't care if you make more money. They like when you're like passionate about something.
Story time on how I dated a guy who was jealous of my success. So I had just finished dating someone and was taking some time out and decided to see what the dating apps were like, and I ended up speaking to a guy quite quickly on. So we actually spoke for a while before we met because I didn't want to jump into dating properly so quickly. So I spoke to this guy for about 4 weeks, and then we went on a first date, and the date was great. We both met there, so we both drove there, and at the end of the day, he walked me to my car. Now, a comment that I get a lot is about my car. I've worked really hard for it, but as reference, I drive a BMW X4, and as reference, this guy that I dated was an Indian Sikh guy. Anyway, he saw my car and straight away made a comment about it, because a lot of people do that. I get it, but whatever. And he made a comment about it, whatever. I just brushed it off. Fine. We were talking after that. He said he wanted to see me again, and we were talking for a few days, maybe a week or two. And then one evening, he started making comments that really started to wind me up. And I even had to double check with friends and ask them if I was bugging out because I was getting pissed off. And he basically said that he made a judgment that I'm spoilt. And he believes that that judgment is correct. And that really wound me up, because if anyone knows me, they know I've worked really hard to get to where I am. So that is a piss take. But still, and ladies, I don't recommend doing this, I went and explained myself to him. I explained how hard I've worked, how I've got to where I am, and why I deserve what I deserve, even though I should have never done that, and no woman should ever do that for a guy, but I did it anyway. And it got to a point where he made such weird comments. One comment started by saying, oh, if I marry you, will your dad buy me a Rolex? Fuck off. And I was just like, what the hell? And he went on to proceed, and in a voice note, say this. Like, we're the same age, but you have this car and this flat and your dog, and it just makes me think, what am I doing wrong? Like, I don't even go out. What? I've never come across anything like I could feel the evil eye on me. Like, I could feel his bad energy try to come for me. Like, he was not happy. He was jealous about my success. And he was like wishing bad on me with those comments that he was saying, and I just couldn't believe it. And then he carried on to talk about how all Indian girls drive Mercedes and daddy buys them a Fiat 500 for their first car. And you could just sense like the jealousy and envy that he like has something against Indian girls or whatever it is. I was so gobsmacked, guys. Like, I couldn't believe it. I sent it to all my friends. Like, everyone was so shocked. Like, you hear stories like this, and I knew this could happen, but I actually didn't think it would happen in a way. It was honestly unbelievable, and worst experience ever. Worst. So women, ladies, if a guy ever makes you feel like that, one, do not explain yourself. Two, keep away from that, because there are some men out there that will be jealous and don't like the fact that you potentially are doing better than them.
Black men want black women to bow and scrape like we did alongside them in the slave days. See, when black women get corporate jobs or get their education or achieve anything that has nothing to do with the help of a man, black men get pressed. And it shows, because they make comments like, oh, well, black women don't mind bowing down to her white zaddy in corporate America. Well, white daddy in corporate America gives me paid leave, maternity leave, bonus pay, insurance, and paid vacations. And what do black men give black women? Oh, I know, more reasons to stay single. So if black men think it's black women's fault that they're behind, they can just think about the fact that women weren't allowed to have bank accounts until the 1970s. And somehow, some way, even when black men leave black women for God knows what reason, with the children and the bills and the house and all the responsibility of being a parent, they're still achieving their goals with little to no help. These women are making it happen with no handouts from anybody. That's why they're jealous. They'll say it all the time, oh, the black woman should be submissive to us and bow down to us because we're the kings of the earth. Kings where? They're talking about building an empire, but they can't even build the table that they want black women to bring something to. So according to black men, not only do black women have to bring something to the table, she has to pay for half the table, set the table, she has to cook the food, put it on the table, and clean the table afterward. Black men, you can't blame black women for your failure to keep up and succeed like she has. Yeah, if I was a man, I'd feel pretty incompetent too.
Men are jealous of women. It is the root of all of our issues as genders in our society. Men are jealous of women. And from the lens of a man, you could see why that would be the case. The attention that women receive is not attention the majority of men will ever receive in their lives. Now, women are often the targets of hostile, aggressive, and even violent attention. But conversely, most men aren't the subject of attention ever. Most of their existences are irrelevant unless they are providing something or serving a purpose. Now, this is not me playing my little violin for men. We all have our crosses to bear, and it is a patriarchal society that has set up the perspectives of the genders in this way. The same society that the majority of men uphold. I think if the majority of men stopped and observed the plights of women due to the patriarchy, they would solve a lot of their own problems in that process. That usually doesn't happen. So again, I'm not playing my tiny violin for anybody. However, the hyperfixation, the hypersexualization of women does cause men to envy us. From the viewpoint of a man, women can date as many people as possible, have much more options. And not only do they have more options than suitors, but a lot of our suitors are willing to provide lifestyles for us. I have several men in my life that are not only envious of the men that I date, but they're envious of the lifestyle that these men provide for me. It's a double-sided envy. Not only do they want to be with beautiful women to receive some kind of social status, to feel validated as men, but they want the attention and the lifestyle that these women are awarded. And again, since there's not a ton of thought on the adversities that women face, the advantages of being a woman, the advantages of being an attractive woman is all that men are really left to observe. This creates a hatred for women in their hearts. Not only do they resent not being able to have them, but they resent what they have. That's why you'll see so many comments talking about, OnlyFans and girls having sugar daddies and blah, blah, blah. Obviously, if any of these men woke up tomorrow as a woman, they would do the same thing, if not worse. And the thing that deters a lot of women from pursuing these paths is because they are so shamed by society where men's voices are the loudest. But it's the catch-22 that we're always presented with, where they want us to put out, but then they judge us for being sluts. It's because they have this conflicting contradiction of emotion that they're constantly wrestling with. Now, I'm envious of men too. I'm envious of the reality they face in several ways, and I can make a separate video about that. But the reason why they always try to put us down whenever we get a little bit of leadway is because they already feel like we have it too good. and they're jealous.
Do you know what's terrifying about men? I'm only now just learning about. Men, I mean insecure men, will date a girl that they already know is out of their league and be so jealous over it that he will try to ruin her life. I'll explain. A lot of times men will see your worth and your potential way before you do. And if they see a glimmer of something in you, something that they themselves are lacking in, the opportunities you have, maybe you're really ambitious, you have a sweet personality, it can even just be your aura. If you're one of those girls and you walk in a room and you're magnetic and you get attention, babe, they hate it. So when they see all that in you, they are going to try to crush all of it. They will try to ruin your confidence, keep trying to diminish all of your achievements. They will keep trying to humble you, especially if there's an audience. They'll just do anything, try and minimize you and bring you down, because taking you down a couple pegs is the only way he can make himself feel like he's equal to you or above you. One sec, I need to fix this blush. So if you've ever dated a guy and wondered why he was treating you bad when you didn't deserve it, he's probably just mad jealous of you, girl. I feel like this is definitely what was happening to me in my last situation, and my dumb ass didn't even realize. So I was modeling at the time that I was seeing this guy, and it's so weird. I feel like this guy liked the validation of being able to say to his homeboys he was with a model. Meanwhile, on the low, like, he almost resented me for it. I mean, like, he would bring up other girls from my agency, just trying to minimize my career. For no reason. I'm not even joking. Sometimes this guy would try and compare and compete with me on how much money we were making. This guy would tell me how much money he'd made, unprovoked, by the way, didn't ask. Then he'd be like, well, how much money did you make then? I bet you didn't make that much. First of all, you are a white male. With all that privilege you got, I would kind of hope you were making more than me. And also, why is it a competition? So weird. So when my TikTok had first started growing, I never ever mentioned it. He had looked me up or whatever and found my account, and literally off rip, he got so weird about it. Out of nowhere, he was like, I just hate girls that are obsessed with likes and followers. My ex never had any social media. Okay. He used to do like impressions of me, make fun of my videos. One time, out of nowhere, he was like, what, do you think you're sick because you got 50k followers? No. I don't think I'm sick because I've got 50k. You think I'm sick because I've got 50k. Because I don't be bringing it up. You do. I feel like he just didn't like the fact that I had something cool going for myself. But obviously he just had to tear it down. Fast forward to when I started dating somebody new. When this guy found out about my TikTok, I was like, right, I can help you do a content plan if you want. Guy got me filming equipment, he was sending me the contact for brands he thought I'd be good to collab with. Now that's what I'm talking about. Anyway, moral of the story. A guy that is secure in himself and in what he has going on, he's gonna move accordingly. A secure guy is gonna be thrilled at the thought of you doing well, not threatened by it.
I don't know why people be so shocked when I say this, but I talk about women being jealous of me a lot. But I forget to hit on this part, men being jealous of me. Like, don't sleep on the idea that it's some men out here who are deeply jealous of women, intelligent women, beautiful women, women who can hold their own, women with beautiful hearts, women who attract a certain crowd, women who carry a certain aura about themselves, women who are confident, women who know how to just take care of themselves with no problems. Like, don't sleep on that, okay?
Women who make more than their husbands in heterosexual marriages are up to 3 times more likely to get cheated on. Another recent study found that men's stress levels rise if their female partners earn more than 40% of the household income. Researchers find that promotions to top jobs dramatically increase a woman's likelihood of divorce, a pattern that does not hold true for men.
Kitty, can you see a scenario in which these stats will be true?
Yeah, I do. I do see a lot of men that, that are scared of their woman making more than them because they base their relationships on what kind of financial abilities they can bring to a relationship because they have no emotional intelligence or can communicate well with women. Mm-hmm. So they lean hard on their money and try to control them with their money. And when they can't do that, then it's like, oh shit, how else can I, lead this relationship or deal with her emotions instead of just buying her gifts? How can I talk her through what's going on, or how can I communicate well with her? Mm-hmm.
I honestly feel that everything that these ladies are saying is true. Because men associate money with power, They will always feel emasculated when they are around women who earn more than them. I believe there was a time where there was this Miss Independent thing going on, when every guy was looking for a Miss Independent this, Miss Independent that. Now everyone wants a traditional woman. Why is that? I believe most men are okay with women working and making money, provided they are not making more money than them. Okay, have you seen Fair Play on Netflix? You need to watch that film. Like, that is one of the examples of how men feel when women are doing better than them. Some men are even jealous of traditional women, the women who get to stay at home, the women that they have to provide for. If you saw the other video with the guy throwing the girl out, he was like, it's my money, right? So why do I have to give you my money? Okay, they feel like women are just privileged, and that's why they harbor some form of resentment towards women. And then there are the users. They are the guys who claim that they love Miss Independent, but they don't do anything financially to support Miss Independent. They go about using Miss Independent's money to take care of other women or their baby mothers, or mess up Miss Independent's life. That is also another form of jealousy, in my opinion, because it's like, you're making money, I can't make money, so I'm going to make your life miserable. You know, they don't say it with their mouths, but it's like at home, they don't feel like men. And so they will go out there while you are working and use your money where they are, you know, celebrated and made to feel like they are men, even though they know it's not their money. That is also a form of jealousy. So you're damned if you do, and you're damned if you don't. Most men in general are jealous of women, okay? They just feel like women have too much privilege, okay? What do you think, bro? Let me know in the comment section. Let's have a discussion. And thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you in my next video. Take care of yourselves. Bye.